This session we are going to discuss about analysis of AC networks. That means RL networks, RC networks, RLC networks when excited by an AC input, either a sinusoidal input or an input in the form of cosine function. So the complete response consisting of both transient part and steady state part. The transient part is due to the energy storing elements such as inductance and capacitors. These elements can't change stored energy instantly. That will result in transient response. And steady state response is due to the input. And transient parts will dies out as t tends to infinity. First we are going to discuss about RL network. So this will represent the circuit diagram. So we have an AC source, a resistance and an inductance. V of t will represent the input signal. Let this V of t is equal to Vm cos omega t plus phi. Vm is the maximum amplitude, omega is the frequency in radian per second, and phi is the phase angle. Since this is a linear network, so the current I of t, that is a response, will also be in this form. So we can represent I of t, the current, that is equal to Im is the maximum amplitude, into cos omega t plus some theta, where omega is same for voltage and for current. There is no change in the frequency of the response, but the amplitude change and phase angle change. For voltage, the amplitude is Vm, and for current, the amplitude is Im. This is the maximum amplitude, and phi and theta be the phase angles for voltage and current respectively. Now we want to find the current I of t for this network. So I told I of t comprises of two parts. That is, we can write I of t that is equal to I complementary function plus I particular solution. This complementary function is also called transient response. So I can write this is equal to ITR. Suffix TR stands for transient response of t plus the particular solution that is equivalent to steady state solution I suffix XS. Okay. Now this transient response is due to the energy storing element. Here the energy storing element is inductance, and this steady state response that is due to this input applied. Now as t tends to infinity, that means for a large t, so we can write as t tends to infinity or t is very large. This very large is some millisecond etc. Since as compared to microsecond and nanosecond, millisecond is large. That is infinity means a large quantity. So I am writing 1 second. So 1 millisecond, that is equal to 0.001 second, and 1 microsecond is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 second. So as compared to 10 raised to minus 6, 10 raised to minus 3 is large. So infinity means the time for this transient response to become 0 or completely dies out. So as t tends to infinity, I transient response that will tends to 0. Then the response remain is only steady state response. So this portion of the response will remains as t tends to infinity, and this dies out or becomes 0 in the case of a network. So this is the concept of infinity, or not infinity is equal to 10 raised to 6 higher etc. For a network, this value is small as comparing to this value, or we can say 1 second is a large value when comparing to 10 raised to minus 6 second. So comparing to 10 raised to minus 6, the 1 second may be infinity. That is for a large t, the transient response become completely vanishes, that is equal to 0, and the steady state response, that is the response due to input, that will always remains. We can close this switch at t is equal to 0 or for t greater than 0. Suppose for t is equal to 1 millisecond or 1 second, 10 second etc. So we can close the switch for any time t greater than or equal to 0. Suppose for t greater than 0, I am going to close the switch. I can apply KVL for this loop. So for t greater than 0, I am going to close the switch. So we can write KVL for this loop. that is equal to V of t, that is applied voltage or input voltage, that is equal to voltage across this resistance and this inductance. So the voltage across this R is R into I of t plus L into di of t by dt. Now our input Vm is equal to Vm cos omega t plus phi. This can also be represented in terms of sine, that is Vm sin omega t plus phi. Now I am writing this is equal to the input voltage Vm cos omega t plus phi. Now I am going to divide the entire expression by L. So I can write first this term as di of t by dt plus R by L I of t, that is equal to Vm divided by L cos omega t plus phi. Now I am going to put this d by dt is equal to capital letter D. So let d is equal to d by dt. So we can write this expression as d into I of t plus R by L I of t, that is equal to Vm by L cos omega t plus phi. You can take I of t common outside. So d plus R by L I of t, that is equal to Vm by L cos omega t plus phi. So by solving this we will get I of t. So I of t consisting of two parts. So the complete solution I of t, that is equal to the complementary function plus particular solution. That is, this corresponds to transient response and this corresponds to steady state response. This is our complementary function and this is our particular solution. Complementary function is in the form a into e raised to minus t by tau, where tau is the time constant. For an RL network, time constant is L by R. So we can write the complementary function, that is the transient response portion, that is in the form a into e raised to minus t by tau. And for an RL network, tau is equal to L by R. So this is equal to a into e raised to minus t by L, this into R, or this is equal to a into e raised to minus R by L into t. To find the steady state portion of the response, that is the response due to this input Vm cos omega t plus phi. So for t greater than 0, I am closing the network. Now our network will look like this. So we can write the Kirchhoff's voltage law in phasor form. That is, we can represent this by XL, that is inductive reactance. XL is equal to J into L omega, this much ohm, and resistance is R. And the phasor representation of input voltage, that is equal to Vm at an angle of phi. Vm is a magnitude and phi is the phase angle. And the current can be represented in phasor form as I. Apply KVL for this loop, we can write Vm at an angle phi, that is equal to voltage across resistance, that is R into I plus voltage across this inductance, that is I into XL. So this is equal to R into I plus XL is JL omega, this into the current I. This is Vm at an angle phi. So this is a phasor representation. Now the phasor current I is equal to voltage divided by impedance. So we can write the current I is equal to the voltage, that is Vm at an angle phi, this divided by the impedance, that is R plus J omega L. We can write this in polar form as I is equal to the magnitude and phase. So magnitude of this is Vm divided by the magnitude of R plus J omega L. That is square root of R square plus L omega the square. That is L omega the square. At an angle phi minus the angle contribution of this term R plus j omega L. That is tan inverse L omega divided by R. This is a polar representation of current. We can write current I of t, that is equal to Im cos omega t plus angle theta, where Im is Vm divided by root of R square plus L omega square, or this term is Im, and theta is this angle phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. And this is the steady state portion of the current, that is ISS. So we can write I steady state response, that is equal to magnitude, that is Vm divided by square root of R square plus L omega the whole square into cos omega t plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. So this is the representation of steady state current. So we can write the total response, that is I of t, that is equal to I transient portion plus I steady state portion. This is equal to I transient portion is A into e raised to minus R by L into t plus steady state portion, that is Vm divided by square root of R square plus omega L square into cos omega t plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. Now apply the initial condition, that is at t is equal to 0 minus. This implies I of 0 minus, that is equal to the initial current, that is 0. That is equal to I of 0 plus. For an inductance, I of 0 minus is equal to I of 0 plus. Or in the case of capacitor circuit, Vc 0 minus, that is same as Vc 0 plus. Since for an inductive circuit, the current cannot be changed instantly, and for a capacitive circuit, the voltage cannot be changed instantly. The energy stored in the case of an inductance is in magnetic field, and for a capacitance, the energy is stored in electric field. That's the properties of inductance and capacitance. So I0 minus is same as that of the I0 plus, that is equal to 0. So we can write I of 0, that is equal to 0. This implies A into e raised to minus R by L into 0. E raised to minus R by L into 0 means e raised to minus 0, that is equal to 1. So we can write this is equal to A plus Vm divided by root of R square plus L omega square into cos omega into 0, that is 0. So cos 0 plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. So this is the current at t is equal to 0 minus or t 0 plus. This is equal to 0. So we can write A is equal to minus Vm divided by square root of R square plus L omega the whole square cos phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. For an AC supply, frequency F is equal to 50 Hertz and the frequency omega, that is equal to 2 pi F, that is equal to 2 pi into 50 or 100 pi this much radian per second. So this term, that is Vm divided by root of R square plus L into this 100 pi the whole square. This term coming in the denominator, and this is a large term. So the value of Vm divided by this large quantity is very small. So the value of A is very small, that is less than 1. A is very small quantity. So the effect of transient response or this portion of the response is negligible in the case of an AC network. So the steady state response will dominate. This will tend to 0 very quickly since the value of A is very small. Okay, now we are going to derive the conditions for transient free response. Transient free response means the response remains only steady state response. For this condition, A is equal to 0. A equal to 0 means this is equal to 0. So this implies cos of phi minus tan inverse L omega by R is equal to 0. And this is a value very less than 1. So value of this is less than 1. Value of a cosine function will always lies between minus 1 and 1. And the value of this factor is very less. So this A is less than 1. So that is negligible. So transient free condition means this term is equal to 0. That happens when cos phi minus tan inverse L omega by R is equal to 0. So this cosine function becomes 0 when this angle is equal to pi by 2. So we can write phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to pi by 2. Then cosine of this term is equal to 0. Since cos pi by 2 or cos 90 is equal to 0. Or we can write 5 is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse L omega by R. This is the condition for transient free. This is happening at t is equal to 0. Suppose the switch is closing at t is equal to t0. That is, we are closing the switch for a time t greater than 0. That is at t is equal to t0. So we can write A is equal to minus Vm divided by root of r square plus L omega the whole square into cos omega t0 plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to 0. This term is equal to 0 or this angle is equal to pi by 2. That means omega t0 plus 5 minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to pi by 2 or omega t0 plus 5. That is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse L omega by R. So this is a transient free condition if the switch is closing at t is equal to t0. Now, suppose we are giving a sinusoidal input. That is, V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t plus phi. This is an input. So the nature of the response will also is sinusoidal. So we can write A is equal to this term. This cos is replaced by sine. So this is the expression for current. So the expression for current is also sinusoidal. So A is equal to this term into sine of omega t0 plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R is equal to 0. Now we want to derive transient free condition. So suppose we are closing the switch at t is equal to 0. So we want to derive the transient free condition. So we get sine of this term becomes 0. Phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to 0. So sine of this angle is equal to 0 means angle is equal to 0. So we can write phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to 0. Or phi is equal to tan inverse L omega by R. So this is the condition for transient free if the input is in this form. So what is L by R? We know that L by R is time constant. So we can write phi is equal to tan inverse omega tau, where tau is the time constant of an RL network. Tau is equal to L by R. So this is the value of phi for transient free condition if the switch is closed at t is equal to 0. Suppose the switch is closing at t is equal to t0. That means switch is closing at time t is equal to t0. So what is the condition for transient free? So we can say omega t0 plus phi minus tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to 0. Or omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to tan inverse L omega by R. Or omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to tan inverse omega tau. So this is the condition for transient free response. Now we are going to generalize the concept for RL and RC network if input is sine input or cosine input. Suppose the input or excitation is Vm sine omega t plus phi. So our input is V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t plus 5. And our network is suppose a series RL network. So our network is series RL network. For this network, time constant tau is equal to L by R, this much second. So transient free condition is writing at time t is equal to t0. If t is equal to 0, we can put t0 is equal to 0. So we can derive the condition for t is equal to 0 also. Now I am writing the general form for transient free condition at t is equal to t0. So the condition is omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to tan inverse L omega by R. This is equal to tan inverse omega tau. Suppose the network is a series RC network. So the network is series RC network. So time constant for an RC network tau is equal to RC, this much second. So the condition for transient free is omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to tan inverse omega RC, or this is equal to tan inverse omega tau. Now suppose our input is a cosine input. So we can write V of t is equal to Vm cos omega t plus 5. And for series RL network, that is series RL network. So the condition for transient free, that is omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse omega tau. And for an RC network, that is for a series RC network, the condition for transient free is omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse omega tau. Here for RL network, tau is equal to L by R, and for an RC network, tau is equal to RC. That tau is only change, but general form, if sinusoidal input, we directly get omega t0 plus 5 is equal to tan inverse omega tau. If a cosine input, then omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to pi by 2 plus this term. So we should remember it. We have a series RL network, and the input is given 5 cos 100 pi t plus pi by 4. Now the switch is closed at t is equal to t0. Now we want to find the t0, the value of the time t0 for transient free condition. Given input is in cosine form. So we can write the condition for transient free as omega t0 plus 5, that is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse omega tau, where tau is equal to L by R. That is tau is equal to L by R. So from here omega is equal to 100 pi. That is omega is equal to 100 pi, this much radian per second, and 5 is equal to pi by 4 radian. 5 is equal to pi by 4 radian. And the value of R is equal to 5 ohm and L is equal to 0.05 Henry. So substitute the values, we get omega is 100 pi. 100 pi into T0 plus 5 is pi by 4 is equal to pi by 2 plus tan inverse omega. Omega is 100 pi into tau. Tau is L by R. L is 0.05 divided by R is 5. So from this expression, we can find the value of T0. By simplifying, we get 100 pi T0, that is equal to 117.34 seconds. Or T0 is equal to 117.34 divided by 100 pi, that is equal to 0.3735 second. So this AC network become transient free at 0.3735 second. That is a very small duration of time. Next session we will discuss about steady state sinusoidal response and its phasor representation and do so many problems. Okay, bye, thank you.